right away with anybody. So, just watching the guys their first 14 games that I missed, the first 14, just watching them and seeing, I was just putting myself in position, while I was watching the games of how I can help the team and how I can be successful to help those guys. And, I still, able to gain a lot of eyes when I'm driving the ball or have the ball, things of that nature. And, I had a big fella down there, big five down there, and my guy Gabe right here, obviously, and Jake, our second team. We went out there and kind of pushed the lead up. That was good.
Would it really be that wild to say the Lakers might be rocking the cleanest ball-handling big three the league has ever seen? For real, not many teams in any era can match the mix of control, creativity, and offensive swagger these three bring every night. When people search for a modern comparison, the Brooklyn Nets trio, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant, always jumps to the front because that squad was a straight problem. They easily could have walked away with a title if Kyrie hadn't landed awkwardly on Giannis Antetokounmpo's foot during that brutal playoff clash. I could break down that whole disaster play by play, but that's not even the point anymore. When you start talking pure versatility, smooth rhythm, and guys who can create plays out of thin air, the Lakers trio is in its own lane. And honestly, I'm taking the Lakers' current big three without blinking, and I don't even think the debate is that close. And trust me, this is coming from someone who's always backed James Harden heavy. To show how serious that is, I still put Harden's 2018 Rockets run, yeah, the one where they missed 27 straight threes against the Warriors, in the same class as some actual championship seasons. But as incredible as Harden is, I gotta keep it real. I can't let my admiration get in the way of the truth. This Lakers squad is straight up dangerous, and with LeBron James making history as the first player to ever hit 23 seasons, this team is nowhere near slowing down. If anything, they're getting sharper, tighter, and way more locked in, and that should seriously worry every team watching from across the league.
It's LeBron James. Like, at the end of the day, is if not the greatest player ever, one of the greatest players ever. Like, he has the ability to come up to somebody and bring their confidence up. Like, all these people that, is on our team or really in the league, they all grew up Bron fans. So, the ability that he has to do that, and the ability that he has every single day to come into the gym with a smile on his face, happy, never in a bad mood, always joking around, it's incredible.
Reeves, Luka, and LeBron can create offense like it's instinct, like it's built into their DNA. They're not just getting their own points, they're making the whole squad click. That's what separates them from players who only chase their own stats. In today's game, impact like this is exactly what turns teams into real championship threats. But even with three stars who mesh like they were built in the same lab, every great squad needs balance and role players who grind in the shadows. You always need the ones who take on the gritty, thankless work that doesn't make highlight reels but keeps everything standing strong.
Luka, you obviously had a lot of admiration for LeBron and had watched him play growing up and stuff like that, but had only seen Austin a couple times a year when the Lakers would come through Dallas. It seems like the two of you guys are finding chemistry in pretty good ways on the court. What do you like about the way he approaches the game?
I mean, this guy just scored 30 in his 4 game in 5 days. That explains everything. But he's an amazing player. For him to go undrafted is unbelievable. And, it's not easy to go undrafted and then play at this level. And it's amazing just to be by his side.
Team USA has learned that lesson the hard way more than once. Hoops, life, same rules. Balance is what keeps the machine running. But last season, the Lakers totally lost that balance after the infamous Luka Dončić trade. JJ Redick got stuck trying to plug a massive hole in the paint on both ends. Anthony Davis was one of the best rim protectors in the entire league at the time. Losing someone like that leaves a crater. Once that happens, your paint defense is gonna crumble. And when the next man up is Jackson Hayes, your margin for error becomes razor thin. During the regular season, the Lakers still looked elite defensively, but a lot of that came from playing with playoff level energy every single night.
It seems like you're more content at this stage in your career to I'm going to pick and choose my spots about when I'm the primary creator.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, it comes with trust. It comes with trust too. Obviously last year in the Memphis series, AR gained a lot of trust from me, but also had trust in him to make the plays. I believe it was game 3 maybe, or game 2. I think they had home court. Yeah, they had home court. So it was either game 1 or game 2, where in the fourth quarter, I, just was like, AR, let's go win it for us. And I wanted to see, I play a lot of chess, not in real life. I've actually, a lot of people have told me you should play chess because you'll be great. I've never played chess, but in my mind, in theory, I feel like I play chess on the floor.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I could get AR and instill AR and that confidence in that fourth quarter to make plays and win that game, it was just going to pay dividends for the rest of my time with him and the rest of his time when I'm not with him.
The problem showed up once the postseason hit. Suddenly, everybody else matched that energy, and that extra spark the Lakers had been surviving on just disappeared. You could almost hear people in the arena asking, yo, where did Michael's secret stuff go? It was wild. The truth is, you can't ask effort alone to magically turn Austin Reeves into a lockdown defender or make Luka Dončić transform into prime Shane Battier. Hustle is huge, but there's a limit to what it can fix when the structure behind it just isn't there. Fixing that missing balance became priority number 1 for the Lakers this offseason. But for Rob Pelinka, things ended up weirdly quiet, especially when it came to flashy moves. Marcus Smart and DeAndre Ayton were definitely familiar names, no doubt, but neither of them arrived anywhere near their peak form. And the fact that both were picked up through buyouts said everything without saying anything. Even longtime fans of these two started wondering if they still had something real left in the tank.
So we was having this argument the other day. The run that Reeves is going on, when those guys don't play. I think he had 42 3 nights in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Is it similar or better than what Jeremy Lin had?
Oh.
We had that debate.
Yeah. I'm going to say similar. You think it's better or similar?
He can play.
Uh-huh.
But when the big man comes back, everything shifts back.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, Lin's sanity was a moment.
Like I'm going to put it in street terms. While the OG in jail, you're running.
Yeah.
But as soon as he come back home.
Okay, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So I kind of feel for Austin because he looks good, he's playing good, but when LeBron, when they have their full team come back, he's going to be reverted back to standing in the corner, taking last second.
That's got to be tough.
It is.
Rumors were flying everywhere. People saying Ayton didn't even love the game anymore, while Smart's Defensive Player of the Year trophy was suddenly treated like it belonged in some old museum case. And on top of that, the non-stop jokes about LeBron kept rolling in, with people clowning that he's pushing 50 and too old to carry anybody. Some of the criticism wasn't completely unfair, but the noise around this squad never died down for a second. Every sports show, every comment section, every post online had something negative ready to throw at the Lakers. And with Pelinka still trying to fix the perimeter defense, the pressure on JJ Redick, Luka Dončić, and Austin Reeves was heavy every single night. They had to show everybody that even if this Lakers team wasn't perfect, it could still be one of the most dangerous groups out there, and so far, they're wasting no time proving that. They're coming out swinging. Yeah, they've had some ugly nights too, like that tough loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder where Luka ended with just 19 points on 7 for 20 shooting. But let's keep it honest, the Thunder have been wiping out almost everybody this season. Losing to them barely even counts right now because they're hooping on a whole different level. I love what OKC is doing just as much as I'm terrified of it. How did we even let this beast of a roster, the Oklahoma City Thunder, turn into this monster? We literally talked about this yesterday, so go check that breakdown out on Ball Stories. But back to the point, when LeBron James isn't on the court, the Lakers look out of rhythm, and even at 40, he's still the engine that keeps the machine running. His absence in that OKC game was felt in every corner of the floor. That loss ended up being a wake-up call for a team that started 8-3 but was quietly slipping. A few nights earlier, they got blown out by 20 against an Atlanta Hawks team, missing both Jalen Johnson and Trae Young, and that game exposed some cracks that couldn't be ignored. Then against the Thunder, Luka ran straight into one of the toughest defensive units in the league. OKC blitzed him on every screen, forcing turnovers left and right. As the announcer said, the ball just caught a slight deflection, but that tiny touch flipped the whole play upside down, and not all of that was on Luka either. Jared Vanderbilt struggled creating in the short roll and against a defense like OKC's, that's a major problem that turns into lost possessions fast. That's exactly why DeAndre Ayton's role is about to get critical. His size, timing, and patience might be the exact calm this Lakers offense needs when things start to jam up. After the game, JJ Redick didn't hold back when talking about how badly they missed LeBron. He straight up said we couldn't score against the zone, and admitted that during parts of the first half, all he could think about was how much easier everything would have been if they could just dump the ball to LeBron at the high post and let him break the defense down. And honestly, he's right. No matter what people say, LeBron James is still the heartbeat of this Lakers squad when he's fully locked in. When he's reading plays like a chess master, blowing up actions on defense, throwing laser-sharp passes, and getting any shot he wants, it becomes an instant nightmare for whoever is standing across from him. There was plenty of talk about how he'd look coming off that sciatica issue, plus even more noise about whether he could really mesh with Austin Reeves and Luka Dončić. But LeBron shut all of that down instantly. He tapped into his inner James Harden from those Brooklyn days and stepped right into the point guard role like he was born in that position. He showed once again that he's one of the greatest passers the game has ever seen. In his season debut against the struggling Utah Jazz, LeBron logged 30 minutes and finished with 11 points, 12 assists, a steal, and only 1 turnover. And those 12 assists told the whole story. He was in full command out there, seeing the floor perfectly and dropping on-time passes like a legit maestro running an orchestra. The wild part is the Lakers didn't even need him to score big. Austin Reeves came out firing with 26. Luka Dončić lit up the night with 37, and DeAndre Ayton chipped in 20 of his own. But Reeves' performance stood out the most, especially with all the noise and allegations people keep trying to throw his way lately. He looked sharp, confident, and absolutely like the perfect fit next to LeBron. Shaquille O'Neal had hinted before the game that LeBron's return might actually make things harder for Austin Reeves, saying he felt bad because it could push Reeves back into that corner spot, stuck waiting to take last-second threes. And honestly, it wasn't a crazy concern. Everybody remembers those exact kinds of shots Reeves had to take in last season's playoff series against the Timberwolves. But in this game, Reeves made it clear he wasn't fading away for anybody. Dropping 26 points, he showed that he can still make a major impact even with LeBron running the offense again. He looked comfortable, aggressive, and completely in rhythm, not like someone standing in the corner praying the ball comes his way. Of course, the season is still young and LeBron just returned, but the chemistry already looks smooth. Like LeBron himself said in the clip coming up next, people sleep way too much on his versatility. The Lakers go on a run with LeBron, then he checks out and Luka Dončić checks in like it's nothing. That just shouldn't be legal. As a Pelicans fan, watching that hurts on a spiritual level. My team might be one of the worst in the league right now, and we don't even own our own first-round pick. Meanwhile, the Lakers can casually swap out LeBron James for Luka Dončić like it's some kind of cheat code. It's wild. If the Lakers are smart, they'll keep putting real emphasis on Austin Reeves as the season rolls on, no matter who's in or who's out of the lineup. If they want to reach their full ceiling, Reeves has to stay fully locked in. They need the same version of him who was averaging 32 a night early in the season. The one who can explode for 41 on Portland, drop 51 on Sacramento, or put up a monster 28 and 16 against Minnesota. When Reeves is active, aggressive, and in attack mode, everything around him just flows better. The spacing opens up, the ball moves cleaner, and defenses can't afford to double Luka or LeBron as easily because they know Reeves will torch them if they leave him alone. That's when the Lakers offense becomes something teams can't breathe against. The pick and roll with DeAndre Ayton becomes a real problem fast because teams can't treat Austin Reeves like some harmless decoy anymore. His shooting, his cutting, and the way he stays active off the ball force defenders to stay alert at all times. The second someone gets lazy or tries to cheat a matchup, Reeves punishes it instantly. Now, just to be clear, nobody's saying he needs to chase those wild stat lines every single night. That's not realistic. What actually matters is the mindset. When Reeves steps on the floor with that confident attitude, ready to flip a game at any moment, the Lakers instantly turn into a whole different beast. They get another perimeter creator defenses must respect. Instead of leaning on Luka or LeBron to rescue them every single game, suddenly opponents aren't dealing with 1 or 2 threats. They're dealing with a three-headed problem. 3 players who can beat you in totally different ways and make it look effortless while doing it. That's when the Lakers start looking unfair, and it just makes sense to let Reeves carry more weight during the long regular season. Luka's dealt with injuries over the years, and LeBron, who's turning 41 before the season ends, started the year banged up himself. Keeping everyone fresh while letting Reeves cook might honestly be the smartest long-term move the Lakers can make if they want to be firing on all cylinders when the playoffs hit. This squad needs its secondary playmaker to step up as a legit second option, or at least a rock-solid B next to its stars. And Reeves is exactly the guy who can fill that role. That's what makes this team dangerous. It gives them the versatility to win in different ways instead of relying on the same formula over and over. There was one play that captured that whole dynamic perfectly. One of the lead creators snatched a rebound, sprinted down the floor, and threw a cold no-look dime, then got the ball right back and tossed another slick no-look pass to the finisher. You could tell the guy catching that pass was thinking, man, this is the life. You could just feel the chemistry in real time. And then there was another sequence that showed just how synced these 3 already are. One of them challenged a shot, another grabbed the rebound, then fired a deep outlet pass like a quarterback hitting a receiver in stride. The whole play ended with a smooth assist and an easy layup. No wasted motion, no hesitation, just clean teamwork. The chemistry between them already looks legit, crisp, fast, and natural. And it was great seeing how quickly the new teammates have blended in too. Honestly, it makes sense though. One of them has been catching alley-oops since back in youth camps, basically training for moments like this without even realizing it. Now he's out here doing the same thing on NBA floors like it's nothing. Time really does fly, and it makes you wonder, is this man ever gonna retire? For real, LeBron might actually pull a Tom Brady and hoop until he's 45. Or maybe he won't stop at all. His passing in this game was a straight masterclass. What most people don't get is that LeBron actually wants to pass. Sure, he can still score whenever he decides to flip the switch, but facilitating is where he finds his rhythm. Setting guys up, reading the floor, breaking down defenses. That's the part of the game he loves, and it's what keeps this whole Lakers offense humming. You just have to surround LeBron with teammates who can make plays too, and the 2019 to 2020 championship run proved that without question. LeBron averaged a career-high 10.2 assists because that Lakers roster was the most complete squad he'd had since arriving in LA. And honestly, you could argue that this current team might actually rival it if everything clicks the right way. The only real blemish on LeBron's season debut was the Lakers' defense. And let's be real, that's been the big concern all year long. Giving up 71 points in one half to the Utah Jazz is a massive red flag. That pace would have had Utah finishing with around 142 for the game, which is wild considering they usually sit around 119 a night. And trust me, I know exactly how explosive they can get. I've got Lauri Markkanen in fantasy, but 71 in one half is still crazy. Even after Utah cooled off in the second half and ended with 126, that's still more than what the league's top offenses average. The Miami Heat lead the NBA with around 124.8 points per game, so the Jazz basically gave the Lakers a top-tier offensive performance without actually being a top-tier offensive team. Keontae George went off, and yeah, maybe I'm nitpicking a bit, but these defensive issues are getting harder and harder to ignore. Last season, LeBron helped patch things up on that end. We saw him flying in for chase down blocks, switching onto guards, locking up bigs under the rim. He did everything, but now, heading toward 41 and coming off that nagging injury, it's fair to wonder whether he can keep carrying that same defensive load. Maybe the Lakers' plan this year is just to outscore everybody. It's honestly not impossible. They're sitting around 12th in offensive rating right now, and that number is definitely going to rise as the chemistry tightens up. The concern is whether the offense spikes while the defense keeps slipping at the same time. Either way, watching how this unfolds is going to be serious entertainment. That Jazz game had a little bit of everything: chemistry, chaos, controversy, and those flashes of greatness we can't stop talking about. But what about you? Do you think this Lakers squad has what it takes to go all the way? Or are they still missing something important? And how many teams would you honestly place above them in the Western Conference or across the whole league? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I really want to hear your take on this one. I always appreciate those of you who keep watching and jumping into these conversations. It really means a lot. Thanks so much for tuning in, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to BallScope so you never miss what's coming next. There's plenty more drama, deep dives, and wild basketball stories waiting for you right here on the channel. Alright, that's it for now. Catch you in the next one.